Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to Spark Speaks podcast.
Good morning.
How are you, sis?
I'm doing excellent. How are you, love?
Absolutely marvelous, never better.
Very good.
Um, Different weather that we're having here today than it was last Monday. Last Monday, we were covered with snow, and then we had a Indian summer last week.
Yes, we
The
did.
snow melted in a couple days,
Yes.
and here we are, sunshine, blue skies.
No snow. That's right.
Awesome, awesome. So look, hey, we got a lot to get into
Okay.
um this morning. We had a lot of news over the weekend, and we will start first with the fact that the Bears win.
Oh,
Yes,
congratulations.
the Bears.
Own
Bears pulled it
team.
out 1917
Yes, they
against the
did.
Minnesota Vikings.
Last minute.
Cairo Santos kicked a 48-yard field goal. Um, and it was in Bears fashion. What is becoming, it used to be where we get to that point and we lose. But now we're getting to that point and we're winning with our awesome new quarterback, number 18, Caleb Williams. Okay, so we'll explain. My sister was a Bears fan for 40 years,
That's right.
and then she divorced him this year,
Yes, I did.
right?
Yes.
Effective what?
September
September.
2025.
Okay, and now they have come out and it's like divorcing a mate, a husband, and then he come back looking better than he ever did.
Oh, no.
Me and fella said
Oh,
you can come back anytime. Okay,
no,
you
thank you.
definitely can come back
Absolutely.
anytime.
Give me the bills. Give me the bills. Thank you kindly.
Hey, that
Okay.
was absolutely
Nice
outstanding.
game.
We had fun with that
Yes.
game yesterday. I almost had a heart attack, but yeah. Okay, I'd also like to wish happy birthday to a classmate of mine, and some other folk, Phyllis DeArmond Cockrell.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Prophetess Markeisha Coleman, Deacon Jose Reed, who used to be your nephew's um, English teacher.
Oh, happy birthday, Mr. Reed.
Okay, West Side High School.
Hmm.
Sister Mary and Sister Tanya at um, at our church. Their birthdays are
Happy
this
birthday.
week. Sister Brenda Andrews had a birthday. She's also a member of our church
Happy
last
birthday.
Friday.
Happy birthday.
And I don't know what his rank is, but Simon Lilly, he's an officer with the Gary Police Department. And I don't know if he's a sergeant or a captain or a commander. I don't know what he is, but he should have been chief.
Oh, okay.
Simon Lilly had a birthday yesterday. And our good friend Talisha Ursery at Coleman and Powell.
Yes.
Yes,
Oh,
funeral
happy
home.
birthday.
She had a birthday yesterday.
My son Davy had a birthday Saturday.
That's right. His name ain't on here.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh,
but it
okay.
should have been. It should have been.
Yes.
Yeah, Davy. What's Davy's last name?
Ashley.
That's right. David Ashley had a birthday, and he just wrote a book, didn't he?
He sure did.
Okay, publish it and everything.
Publish it.
Nice.
Confessions of a Hollywood Uber Driver is the name of it.
Absolutely awesome, and he's from Hammond.
Hammond, Indiana sure
Absolutely,
is.
absolutely. Okay, so let's get to it. Hey,
Yes.
government shutdown is officially over.
Mm-hmm.
Last week we were discussing it. We talked about how it started, and it was ending at that time because the Democrats actually caved in,
Yes, they did.
didn't get what we wanted, um, ended on a promise of getting what we wanted, and it's just not even a promise of getting what we wanted, just a promise of getting a vote. And so in January, at the end of January, we'll be in this same position because the continuing resolution, which is a piece of legislation that sort of holds court
Mm-hmm.
until the budget is passed. So this continuing resolution ends January 31st.
Ah,
Okay, so we're going to have another issue at the end of January. So after
okay.
the holidays are all, we're going to get through the holidays, and then we'll be right back in this situation.
Mm.
Okay. Um, and what do you think about the whole government shutdown? And
I think they should have held out.
okay, you think the Dems should have held
They
out?
should have held out longer.
Okay.
Yes, I think they should have held out longer.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. Sounds good. Okay. So as soon as that vote was taken, and so Congress came back to D.C. Okay. Upon Speaker Mike Johnson's uh, call to go ahead and have the vote, and a young lady named Adelita Grijalva of Arizona, who had been waiting since September to get sworn in by Mike Johnson,
Yes.
was finally sworn in. They were trying to prevent her from getting sworn in because had she gotten sworn in earlier, that would have pressed them to release the Epstein files.
Exactly.
Okay. So he did his job, swore her in, and as soon as she got sworn in, the first order of business for her was to sign the petition for the release of, to bring the vote to release the Epstein files up on the floor.
Okay.
Okay, so needed 218 votes. She was that 218th vote. Okay, so now, as soon as they voted on the government being reopened, guess what? The very next day, guess what the Dems did? They released some emails from the
That's
Epstein
right.
files.
That's right. I knew that.
To
Yes.
take the attention off of the fact that they caved.
Okay.
That's my opinion anyway.
Okay.
Okay, so now we're no longer talking about, and this is how politics work. We're no longer talking about the fact that the Dems failed us once again
Okay.
and caved in to the Republicans who always toe the line. Okay, when it's
Okay.
something as important as health care,
Yes.
okay, 15 million Americans are going to lose their Medicaid benefits. More than 4 million Americans are going to be affected by the nearly doubling of their Obamacare, and I still call it Obamacare.
Yes.
Because once it became effective and people were seeing how well it was doing, they no longer wanted to give Obama the credit.
Okay.
So they went with the Affordable Care Act.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
So I still call it Obamacare
Yes.
because of
I
that.
do too.
So Obamacare was effective. However, it was effective because people were able to afford it. That's why the title Affordable Care Act. They were able to afford it through subsidies that were applied to their portion of their payment.
Okay.
Okay? And as a result, Obamacare era subsidies were ending December 31st. Now they're still ending.
Yes.
The Dems were supposed to be holding out to get the subsidies and to extend the Medicaid coverage. That's not happening, but they ended it with a promise of a vote. Okay? Now, ask me if Mike Johnson is going to actually follow through with their promise.
He probably will.
And guess what's going to happen? Even if he does
It
follow
won't
through,
pass.
it won't pass.
It won't pass.
Thus, we'll be in the same position that we will be in January, and people will be kicked off of, or they will not reapply for their Obamacare.
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay. So, in the meantime, billionaires are getting tax breaks. In the meantime, the entire East Wing of the White House
Is
has been
yes,
demolished
it has.
to create room for a ballroom. Okay. Now, help me to understand why a ballroom is more important than healthcare
And feeding people.
and feeding people. Because SNAP benefits still have not been reinstated fully.
Exactly.
Percentages depending upon what state you're living in.
Hmm.
I think Illinois is giving them 100% if I'm not sure,
I'm not sure
if
about
I'm
that.
not certain.
Okay.
But in any event, Democrats released emails. Let's talk about that.
Let's talk about that.
Okay, so
Yes.
Epstein. First, let me address the fact that I got a lot of Republican friends as well, because I like to hear their point of view, because I need to be able to understand why you think the way that you think. Now, I've always called myself a sort of centrist in regards to politics. There are some things that I agree with the Republicans on in regards to smaller government,
Okay.
in regards to and I mean smaller government in leave my body alone.
Okay. Okay.
An elderly white man has no business trying to decide what I should do with my body as a female.
Absolutely.
Okay? And I do not believe that. So that in smaller government, those are some of the things that I want them to leave alone. In regards to this notion of transgenders sharing a bathroom with me as a biological female. I disagree with that.
I do as well.
I also disagree with transgenders having being able to compete in women's sports when you were born a male.
They're
Okay?
stronger.
That's it.
I
They-
agree with you.
They're stronger, they're faster,
Yes.
and what happens is, as a Democrat, we might get attacked for something like that. And I hold my ground. I'm like, look, I am a female athlete. I still claim to be a female
And you
athlete
are.
because I rode my highest series the other day in
Yes,
bowling, right?
Yes.
Right?
Yes, you did.
Hey, y'all, really, I rode a 224, a 278,
Yes.
and a 234 or something like that
Okay.
for a whopping 739 series.
Wow.
Whatever equals that, I know my 278 was the high. In any event,
Congratulations.
I've always participated in organized sports.
Yes, you have.
Correct.
Yes.
My-
All your
the-
life.
All my life. The first organized sport that I participated in was fast pitch softball.
Yes.
You and I,
Yes.
out there, Brunswick Little League.
That's right.
Right.
Miss Marshall was our coach.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. Dad was a Little League manager.
Yes, he was.
And that's how I first learned how to catch and throw and all of that, right?
Okay.
But we didn't play on the boys' teams, and the boys' teams didn't play. The boys didn't play on our teams.
No.
That was the whole gist about Title IX, is investing in girls and women's sports like they were investing in boys' sports and men's sports.
Okay.
And so I lettered in volleyball, basketball, and track.
Yes, you did.
When I went to Tuskegee, I'm representing today. Can y'all see my? Yeah, can y'all see? Okay, there we go. The greatest HBCU in the world.
Yes, it is.
Okay. I played volleyball and tennis, and so God forbid if one of the guys, I don't have a problem with you deciding that you no longer identify as a male. I have no problem with that. You can do that.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
Because God gives us a choice.
Yes.
And he gives us free will in our lives. We can run it the way we want to run it. But don't impose your decision on me, and it's going to directly affect me.
Exactly.
Because and I'm gonna throw his name out here because he's a classmate of mine, and he played football. His name Tuton, and I hope he watches this video.
Okay.
Hey Tuton, give him a shout out. Hey Tuton. In any event, Tuton was he was a Class A football player for Lew Wallace back when Lew Wallace was winning sectionals and going to regionals and whatnot in football, right? Contender.
Okay.
And Teuton also threw the shot put and maybe the javelin or something.
Oh, wow.
Now, what if Teuton decided that he was going to identify and make a transition
That's
into being?
unfair.
It's unfair for him to come over to the girls'
Hmm.
teams and play anything.
Yeah, I agree with that.
God forbid he throw the shot put and get the girls' record, state record. Okay, that's not fair.
No, it's not.
So again, your decisions should not affect me negatively.
Hmm.
Okay. So again, I agree with anybody's right to do whatever it is that they want to do, but it should not affect me.
Exactly.
Okay. So, that's why I'm not, you know what? That's a rabbit hole.
Okay.
I'm not going
That's
down that rabbit hole
all
because
right.
we are discussing,
The Epstein files.
we're discussing the Epstein files. Now, so here we are, the day after the government reopened,
Hmm.
or the day after it was voted upon to reopen, the Dems decided that they were going to make this strategic political move. And it was, because we are no longer talking about the fact that millions are losing their health care
That's
coverage.
right.
Everybody's focused in on the Epstein files
Hmm.
and the fact that they had an email from Jeffrey Epstein to his brother about Trump and Bubba. Now, since then, Mark Epstein,
Hmm.
Jeffrey Epstein's brother,
Yes.
has come out with a memo stating that Bubba is not Bill Clinton.
That's not the big, beautiful
But
bill.
but 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 it's too late. Which politically the Democrats got away with a big one. Because most people, once they hear a rumor, it's
It's
that for
mm,
eternity.
okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
Most people are not looking at the second story. Just like on the football field, you don't usually see the first hit or
Right.
illegal contact.
Right.
Right?
Right.
But you see the second one after somebody punches somebody for having,
Hmm.
okay?
Yes. I
Same thing on the
understand.
basketball court.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
They threw the punch. So again, the internet is undefeated. It was so many memes and gifs and reels, and we saw some funny stuff
Yes, we did.
over the weekend.
Shocking.
Was it shocking?
It was shocking.
It was
Yes,
absolutely
it was.
shocking.
Yes, it was.
I saw one with a hamburger. Did
Oh
you see that one?
my. No. I know.
Anywho,
Okay.
so they had that one, and they had one from Jeffrey Epstein to Ghislaine Maxwell, um, talking about the dog that hasn't barked yet is Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah. Yeah.
so they're kind of teasing us with the emails,
Hmm.
and whether or not it's true, this is what happened early on when um, Donald Trump initially, when he was campaigning, he campaigned on releasing the Epstein files. Okay,
Okay.
he campaigned on that.
Hmm.
Well, during that time, um, the cases that were in court, Ghislaine Maxwell had not yet been totally adjudicated. She had not exhausted um, the judicial process
Okay.
in her appeals.
Hmm.
So you can't release anything when the judicial process has not been exhausted.
Okay.
Okay,
Uh-huh.
so Biden was still the president during that time.
Hmm.
the a lot of MAGA people are saying, well, if Trump was actually in the files, why didn't Biden release the files? Because that would have been, political.
Assassination.
Well, for them, it would have been political assassination for Trump, but
Hmm.
it wouldn't have been for Biden. It would
Right.
have been for him. Maybe at that point, um, Kamala Harris would have won.
Possibly.
Okay,
Possibly.
but that wasn't the situation. The situation was they had no authority to release at that time because, again, the judicial process had not been exhausted.
Understood.
Okay,
Yes.
so
Okay.
now judicial process has been exhausted.
Okay.
And this week, I think we're going to see some more really really juicy stuff.
Uh,
What do you think?
I think let's bring it on, as he says.
So we've got Jeff Epstein. So let's go back um, to how this is now coming about, um, because Jeffrey Epstein, um, who allegedly killed himself, committed suicide. Um, he had, we believe, a lot of information on a lot of powerful people.
Hmm.
Um, Prince Andrew is no
Yeah.
longer Prince Andrew.
Exactly. He's
He
got.
has lost all of his titles
Hmm.
as a result of this Epstein debacle.
And now he's a commoner.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Um, doesn't get to live in the family house or the royal house.
Hmm.
Um, but let's take a look at, not from the rich and powerful's point of view,
Okay.
but from the victim's
Ah.
point of view.
Okay.
For decades, for years,
Yes.
they have not had an opportunity um, to speak their piece,
Hmm.
because we're talking about a prince, we're talking about a president,
Yeah.
we're talking about rich people, we're talking about, and
Hmm.
from some of the accusations that have been made, some very very powerful people,
Hmm.
to the extent that, from what I've read, even Jeffrey Epstein was concerned about his safety.
Okay.
And we have no idea the depths of which the sex trafficking of minors, which is what it was,
Okay.
um, went. We have no idea the depths.
Right.
There could be up to 1,000 victims. Trafficking young girls
Hmm.
to his island in the Caribbean or the Caribbean, depending upon which way you want to
Right.
pronounce it.
Right.
Um, them riding on his airplane, and the alleged perpetrators riding on his plane to get there,
Hmm.
um, which 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 year olds.
Mm.
I saw a quote from Megyn Kelly,
Mm.
um, that she had it. Did you see that one?
No.
You didn't.
Mm.
Megyn Kelly was talking about, well, we're not talking about young girls at the age of, under 10 or under 11 or something like that. We're talking about, 15-year-olds. And now I work for Child Protective Services. I worked for the state of Indiana for 15 years.
Hmm.
13 of those years was in Child Protective Services, from an investigator to a division manager.
Okay.
And I've probably seen more cases of child abuse and neglect um, than anyone could possibly handle.
Ah.
Okay?
Hmm.
And one thing that um, most people don't tolerate is sexual abuse of minors. In the
Okay.
state of Indiana, the way the laws go, 13 years old and under do not have the authority to consent to have sex with anybody. 14 and 15-year-olds, ask me how I still remember this after all of these years that I haven't been with them. 14 and 15-year-olds can consent to have sex with each other.
Okay.
Okay?
Uh-huh.
If a 14-year-old is having sex with a 15-year-old, that's not illegal.
Okay.
Okay? 16 and 17-year-olds can, if I am remembering this correctly, have sex with an adult.
Oh my.
Okay? So a 16-year-old and an 18-year-old in the state of Indiana, and it differs from state to state.
Okay.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So some of these young girls were being trafficked, and if they're 14 and 15 years old, they should not have been sleeping with adults.
Right.
And in the scene of sex trafficking, which is on the rise, by the way,
Boys and girls.
boys and girls, absolutely, boys and girls. In this scene of sex trafficking, almost anything goes. And the young lady Virginia, who initially brought the case back to light,
Uh-huh.
killed herself
Exactly. Yes.
earlier this year.
Mm-hmm.
What she was dealing with mentally, I couldn't even imagine. But in an email from Jeffrey Epstein to Ghislaine Maxwell, he was saying that Donald Trump knew about the girls and spent time, several hours, with one of the victims at his house. What does that mean?
That means he's guilty. That's what that means. He's
Now, I'm going to say,
allegedly.
I'm not going to say he's guilty because we don't have that type of evidence. If he was guilty, or if he is guilty, that's up to the Justice Department to file those charges,
Exactly.
conduct investigations. But while we were sleeping for these last several months, our president decided that he was going to engage the FBI. Director Kash Patel ordered 1,000 FBI agents to comb over the files
We know what that
and
means.
and redact
Mm-hmm.
Donald Trump's name from more than 100,000 documents.
Wow.
Now, my name ain't in the Epstein file.
My
So I would have no reason for him to redact my name.
simply common sense says there's something going on.
You don't want us to know something.
That's it. That's common sense. If nothing happened, why take your name out?
Exactly.
Okay.
Now, Jeffrey Epstein, do you remember when Donald Trump said anybody who pleads the fifth is guilty?
Yes.
You remember when he said that? So, Jeffrey Epstein, in his interview with the FBI, that recorded interview,
Yes.
he pleaded the fifth, the sixth, and like the 12th or the 14th. I don't even know which, he had like 3 amendments. I have
Yes.
never heard anybody plead anything but the fifth. In regards to the question, did Donald Trump know about?
Is that admissible in court?
It's a lot of stuff that it depends on. One, did he really commit suicide or was he murdered, like some people say, while in custody? Okay.
Wow.
And this is a place where we will be engaging in in exploring those types of questions
Okay.
that people don't want to say out loud.
Okay.
This man really committed suicide? I thought he was on
It's
suicide watch. To happen is I'm going to move on to Marjorie MGT, Marjorie Green Taylor, Marjorie Taylor Green. Which one is it?
I don't
Marjorie
know.
Taylor Green, MTG. Okay, I'm going to move to a segment. No, I'm not going to move to that segment yet.
Okay.
Marjorie Taylor Greene has been calling for the release of the Epstein files, as has a couple other folk. And over the weekend, it became more pressing because Donald Trump has basically excoriated MTG.
Yeah.
And he has thrown her out of MAGA. He's calling her a traitor, okay? Because she's calling for the release of the files. In the meantime, last night, do you know what happened last night?
No. What happened last night?
You didn't hear what happened last night? Donald Trump called for the release of the Epstein files.
Yes. What?
What is that about? Yeah, I'm going to need you to silence your phone.
It's silent.
So now, in a move that nobody saw coming, but it's pretty smart. Well, your name is redacted.
That's right.
We don't know who they're talking about at this point when you got black marks all throughout the documents. But Marjorie Taylor Greene, now she says she's apologizing for everything, all of the hate rhetoric and the a lot of the speech that she's been causing people to get very, very angry with her about. She's apologizing. She doesn't want to be toxic anymore, is what she's saying, and that's very interesting.
Splish splash.
Okay, so we have effectively got to a point where the entire world is watching. Everybody wants to see what's going on with the Epstein files.
Yes.
And we hope that we would hope that by the time the week is out, we'll have some clarity in that regard, because the vote is coming up tomorrow.
Good.
Okay,
That's
so
right.
this time next week, it's going to be a funny show. It's going to be an interesting show, to say the least. So let me get this in, because it's 11:34 already.
Oh, no.
And we're going 45 minutes today. And
Okay.
I do want to get in this next subject that I'd like to talk about for a little bit, and that is the Indiana redistricting.
Yes.
So the state of Indiana was asked by our sitting president to do as Texas did and some other red states are doing, and redistrict.
Yes.
Now, the state of Indiana has 9 congressional districts, and if our camera people can you all zoom in on this? Can you all zoom in on this? Yeah, so this is what it looks like right now. Okay, and we are, let me see, other side. This is us right here. Okay, this is congressional district number 1 right there. That's
Yes.
Northwest Indiana.
Okay.
And on this one, let me see if we can get that. Okay, this is what they want to change it to.
Oh.
Okay, so what that effectively does is, this is one of the proposed Indiana congressional district maps.
Okay.
Okay, it would add 13.7 percentage points to
The
the
Republicans.
Republicans, which would basically X out
Democrats.
sitting Frank Mervan, Congress member. In Marion County, where Representative Carson, the only other Democrat, 2 Democrats, 7 Republicans. They want to eliminate the Democratic seats.
Okay.
Okay. In Marion County, where Representative Carson serves, they would basically just totally eliminate his seat and add 17.3 percentage points to the Republican majority. Okay, so they wouldn't even bring it to a vote.
Good.
Because the Republicans said, nope, we do not have the votes, even under the pressure of the president.
Very good.
So that happened a couple days ago.
Okay.
Okay, so as a result, watch this. Trump blasted the Indiana Republicans.
Yes, he did.
Now, I have never, ever heard of a sitting president asking states to redistrict mid-census or mid-decade.
Okay.
Okay? If you know about redistricting, it happens every 10 years. Every time we conduct a census, the Constitution requires us to balance our districts, basically,
Okay.
so that no district is heavily populated with, let's say, for instance, District 1, we've got 700,000 residents. District 2 shouldn't be 900,000. Okay, it should be, I can't remember the exact percentage that it has to be within, but the populations have to be balanced in each congressional district, right?
Okay.
Well, there's been some gerrymandering going on, okay, and most recently with the Republicans. And so with the redistricting, it only happens right after the census. It doesn't happen mid-census time or mid-decade. It happens every 10 years.
Okay.
So when the president asked Indiana, initially, our governor is a super MAGA guy.
Yes, he is.
Okay, so he called for the special election. For the special session. But the Senate Majority Leader, let me see what his name is. What's this guy's name? Roderick Bray.
Okay.
Roderick Bray declined. No, we're not doing a special session because we do not have the votes. Trump went on True Social.
Okay.
And he blasted the Indiana Republicans.
I saw that this morning.
For not heeding to his call, for not bending, for not breaking, for not going ahead and doing what was supposed to make the Republicans have an advantage in the midterm elections, because you're doing such a bad job. And because when the Epstein files are released, even MAGA is backing down from you.
Good.
But you want to win. Okay? So politics is not supposed to be about winning. It's not supposed to be about keeping your office. It's not supposed to be about keeping your power. But it is.
Okay.
And that's the sad fact. So here we are. Trump gets on True Social and he blasts Republicans. Guess what happens next? One of those Republicans that he blasted, his name is Greg Good, was the victim of a swatting incident in Vigo County.
Oh, wow.
Somebody called the police and made a report that somebody was hurt at his house. Because that's what MAGA does.
They're like children.
There was a report that came out in regards to Jasmine Crockett and how much she spends on security. Okay, in her own money, she spends $75,000 of her own money That's because the threats that come against our congressional representatives are massive.
That's so
When
sad.
when they, especially when they speak truth to power. And has it been on both sides? I'm sure that it has.
Yeah.
Um, but of course, we hear more about those extreme cases,
Mhm.
and it's unfortunate that your family is at risk because of your public service.
Yes, it is.
It's sad
On
that
both sides.
on both sides,
Yeah.
on both
Yeah.
sides. Now, um, I disagree with. We weren't here when the whole Charlie Kirk thing went down,
No.
and we hadn't had an opportunity to discuss that. But this is America,
That was
and our
terrible.
very First Amendment is the right to free speech.
Mhm.
We should be able to say what we want to say, but and we should be spreading hate. We should not be spreading hate.
Exactly.
Um, we should not be spreading hate. Let me say that again. We should not be spreading hate, but it is not against the law to spread hate. And your hate speech is somebody else's road to Christianity.
Mm.
People look through different lenses,
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah.
And so what happened with Charlie Kirk was horrible,
Yes, it was.
and it shouldn't happen in America,
No.
but has been happening since America was established.
Very true. Very true.
So as we discuss, we get an opportunity to come to WJOB, to get on Facebook,
Mhm.
to get on YouTube, and talk about those things that we hold dear, things that we are passionate about. I'm extremely passionate about it.
I
You're
know.
just becoming a little more.
Informed.
Okay. So again, thank you to the Indiana General Assembly who decided not to redistrict so that us regular voters can have a voice
Thank you.
in who we want to represent us
Thank
in
you.
Congress. We really appreciate you.
Yes.
And Greg Good, I might, bake you a cheesecake or something,
Okay.
for that swatting incident.
Mm.
Um Roderick Bray, and they become a subject of the venom of the president as a result of them deciding not to redistrict.
Wow.
Texas started it. And then California just voted on Prop 50, and they
It's
decided to go ahead with their redistricting. But they gave it to the people to vote on.
yeah.
Okay?
Okay.
Texas didn't do that. They just did the redistricting. Okay? But hey, that's where we are. We appreciate you guys. Frank Mervan is doing a good job. I didn't like the fact that he voted for the Charlie Kirk resolution. Didn't like that at all
Okay.
because Charlie Kirk, in my eyes, is not a patriot. I believe that Charlie Kirk was spreading hate, um, and and I believe that we have a problem when we can't agree on hate speech or what is defined as hate speech.
Mhm.
Okay, in any event, that's what it is. In my viewpoint,
I understand.
my point of view.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Totally.
Um, so we're gonna go ahead and wrap this up. While you were sleeping, Rudy Giuliani and others were pardoned by the president for trying to overturn the 2020 election, even though they were never federally charged. While you were sleeping, Kim Davis, who was a clerk down in Kentucky, lost her appeal to the Supreme Court for having refused to give marriage licenses to same sex marriages.
Okay.
But she lost her appeal to the Supreme Court. And in our section of Make It Make Sense, I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say it with as much passion that I can at this time. In our segment of Make It Make Sense,
Mm-hmm.
I agree with Marjorie Taylor Greene.
I do too.
I didn't think I'd ever say that.
I do too.
But I agree with Marjorie Taylor Greene in that um, she is trying to get the Epstein files released. In that President Trump, in his statements about grocery prices are falling and it's cheaper to buy a house and things like that. But she corrected him and said, no, that's not true. Grocery prices are higher.
Yes.
So make it make sense again. I agree with Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Sparks spoke.
Yeah. How about that? That's a tongue twister, isn't it?
Yes.
All right, folks, it's been really nice. Thank you all for hanging out with us on Spark Speaks podcast. We'll be back same time next week. Thanks, sis, for hanging out with me.
My pleasure.
To our folks in the control room, thank you, Lynette. Thank you, Jamar. We appreciate you guys, and have a fantastic rest of your day and rest of your week.
Okay.